right, guys, in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, currently up 2-0. It's Creator Prime. His opponent, spawning the top right-hand corner, the Zerg player is Nerchio. And he is currently down 0-2. Let's see what he can do to bring it back. The map is Metropolis. Here we go.
It's insane how fast you could drop in a deficit in terms of being down to 0-2. Seriously, I feel like I've been casting for 8 minutes and suddenly the games are already up to the third game. It just, Nerchio's taking a couple of gambles. We'll see what he'll do in this game. This map will allow for him to go for the standard game that he wanted to play, potentially in game number 1. Just a bigger map. Zergs certainly do prefer it. While Creator, on the other hand, doesn't have that big of a wall for the natural. I actually would be pretty, I don't know, I think he might actually go for Nexus first, believe it or not. We'll see in a couple of seconds whenever we have the resources going up, but it wouldn't be that much of a gamble to him. And actually with the probe already being here as well, he will just do it, guaranteed.
Yeah, this is, so going back to what we were seeing earlier with, you know, the fact that Nerchio went for the fast pull in game number 2. Creator probably didn't expect that. He says, most people don't want to punish right after. That's expected.
Yeah.
You know, everybody, oh, I went Nexus first in game number 1, so you're going to try to 9-pull me in game, I think he went earlier. It was like a 7-pull. So you're going to try to 7-pull me in game number 2. I expect that. And so you're probably not going to do it because I expect it. It would be more likely that you're going to do it in game number 3.
Yeah.
Now, what's so funny about it is that Nerchio kind of Nerchio did go for the pull in game number 2, the quick pull, and Creator seemed to have expected that. He played it with the Forge, and now that he's denied it, he knows, all right, you just got wrecked in game number 2. I'm gonna go for the Nexus first. There's no way you're throwing down another early pull, and in fact, he is correct. And Creator is gonna be opening once again. I wonder if that was Creator's plan. You know, I'm going to go Forge first until he 9-pulls me, or until he fast pulls me. And once he goes for the early pull, then I'll go back to Nexus first.
Yeah, for game 1. Yeah, that makes sense. And also it worked out for the probe getting the top right really quickly as well. Just all the scouting is really just working out overall. Alrighty, guys. Well, we do have the expansion on the way for Nerchio. We'll be moving into whatever he would like to do. I would like to see a quick third, and actually there is one up in the top right corner getting that 4-minute third, cutting out a queen. So Nerchio should be all good in the hood, as his Lings will be dealing with the probe.
All right, Lings get the probe. Third base is down. I love this Overlord positioning. We'll see where he ends up.
Should be right between the natural and the third. It's a really common Overlord. Down the bottom right, go a little bit further right.
Always towards the...
Bam.
You see that a lot in ZBT especially, as this is a place where a lot of Terrans will build their third bases, their ghost academies, those weird structures that they need to hide from you.
So true here. So starting to move into queens, start getting that creep spread. One thing about Nerchio is he used to be a player that wasn't very good at creep spread. He would move it a little bit forward outside of his natural and his third. And I'm actually kind of curious to see if he's gotten a little better at it, just for the mere fact that A, he's on the team with Scarlet, who is the best creep spread in all of the world, I swear, man. She's so good at it. So I wonder if Nerchio's actually started picking that up. It would help out his gameplay a lot, especially since he likes to be more lane-based early on rather than Roachhorn. Would really like to have him have the creep spread moving forward. That way he can respawn to his opponents a little bit quicker.
All right, well, we'll see if we do see additional creep spread. Of course, you know, response time is everything as a Zerg, simply put. It really allows you to be able to respond to what you're seeing out of your opponents much earlier. In addition, Xel'Naga towers are vital components as well. So, as you said, we do have that Stargate coming out of Creator here. And what do you think we're going to see with this, Tim? I mean, it's not in a spot where Void Rays are impossible, but mostly we've been seeing Phoenix lately.
Yeah, I'm kind of expecting Phoenix Robo, just so he can move into the third. It's a pretty common strat, mostly done on Cloud Kingdom a lot. But Creator does have a really strong Phoenix Sentry Immortal in that we actually saw the last time he played against Zinio. He pulled it off on Cloud Kingdom. Not as strong on this map, but you can get it done pretty nicely. So we'll keep an eye on that Stargate, but expecting Phoenix into Robo into an expansion. And there goes that first Phoenix right away.
All right, Phoenix is... Oh, this keyboard is way too awkward to show you any fancy animations, but 2 quick gases is actually the Stalker and the Zealot will be surrounded here. That's a pretty nice victory for Nerchio, actually. He needs these. He needs some morale boosters being down 0-2 in this set, and that's a good way to get things kick-started.
And it's really hard to actually surround that Stalker with slow links. Such a pain in the rear. I always lose all my links. Well, it looks like Creator's going to go ahead and show his Phoenix here, and that's what kind of makes me believe that's going to be an expansion. Killing off the Overlords around the main and the natural. Make sure your opponent think I'm going to get aggressive after this, and then he can follow up into getting his third. Looks like he's moving into a Void Ray, though. Ooh, what's he going to do with his Void Ray? There is a potential to clear out Creep Tumors. I really don't see it going main in the natural and trying to kill off your opponent in terms of killing off drones. It's just Void Rays are really bad for that. And with him actually taking down that rocks, yeah, it really does look like a third.
Looks like this Overlord will be found as well. So nice out of Creator. And of course, you know, the Phoenix movement speed really attributes to this as well. Makes it so easy. I mean, there's honestly, simply put, there's not an excuse to miss any Overlords around your base ever with how quick Phoenix are.
So annoying, losing those Overlords.
You kind of want to wait for 4 of them anyways, you know?
Nerchio has been supply blocked twice because of them. It's just such a pain in the rear. Finally moving into Spore Crawlers, Nerchio will start to get a little bit on the setup side here. He actually sees that Void Ray as well, so he puts the Spore Crawler in between the natural and the third. Makes it a little bit harder to bounce back and forth, and you can overextend your queens a little bit in case one does get sniped at your third. But already, Creator catching that Spore Crawler will start pelting away on it.
He will. Unfortunately, that does charge up the Void Ray. The droid will get to run away.
Oh, nice.
The droid.
That 1 HP.
Robo droid.
It'd be a good movie, man. I'd watch it. If it was like a YouTube series, Robo
I just
drone.
wish one of the races had R2-D2s as miners.
That should be a skin on Artist form. That would be so sick for Terran mules. R2-D2 as a mules.
Or like a knockoff R2-D2. Yeah.
Phoenix popping in the natural with that Spore Caller popping up, though. That will make Creator pull back a little bit. And Nerchio's got overextended Spore Callers here. It's really nice, making it a little bit harder for Creator to position his Phoenix Avoiders anywhere. But behind this, it just allows him to go for that third. Moving into Twilight Council, which is one of a Creator staple moves here. It goes into Twilight Council, then moves into Robotics Bay, both at the same time, so he can keep up with upgrades. Currently only 1 forge on the field. With the third base coming up, though, he can move into that second forge and start being able to afford it. And at this point, just keep your Phoenix sharking around the main, the natural, and the third, and try and get an idea when that fourth goes up for your opponent. That will allow you to go for a really strong 30-base timing attack.
This is something that I saw Grubby doing for the first time that I ever witnessed it, and I love it.
It's nice.
Robo with a Void Ray. It's just a very easy, safe way to take out Creep Tumors, especially when they're further out in the map. You can really keep an opponent on lockdown in their own facilities when you implement this strategy. Roach is right now making the way across the map. We'll see if Creator... Oh, his force fields are not happening today.
So this is what you do, man. Whenever you see your opponent opening up Stargate, you go for a counter aggression. And it is working out here for Nerchio. Dealing with the Zealots first, does finally snipe that. Ooh, he gets Burrow as well. That's going to be quite helpful. Going to go a Burrow as well as the Lings get here. Gets his full surround on the Zealots, and now we'll be able to deal with the Stalkers here. Got to be careful for that Immortal, though. With it being on the high ground, it will dish out any amount of damage. Gets the full surround. Well done here. Focusing down the Immortal. And this aggression is where Nerchio is so good at, and he's doing such a great job here of taking out all these Stalkers and Immortals. This slows down a majority of strong 3-base pushes that will be coming.
I'm surprised he didn't burrow the last few units there. He would have had a lot of time. Ling reinforcements taking their way across the map. Yeah, this Observer is just decades away right now, and he's not actually making another. He's going for Colossus here instead. This third is in a lot of trouble. Tons of probe damage being dealt right now. 7 workers have been killed, and I expect the Lings to retreat once this Colossus arrives. Yes. There they go.
Yep, with the Colossus showing up, that's awesome here. So check out Nerchio really quick. He's killed off a Mortal, killed off about 5 Stalkers. Can we look at the workers' kill count? Because he actually got a decent amount there. Only 7. Could a little bit better, but Creator did a good job of microing the ones that were weaker back so the Lings would stick there, and also pulling the other ones forward to his natural. So Nerchio behind this grabs his 4th and 5th base, and this is where he needs to be careful. Double expanding right away after doing aggressive push, you kind of bait out a push from your opponent. The good news here, though, is that he killed off 4 Stalkers and Immortal, which takes away a lot of firepower.
That, and he's seen multiple tech routes out of his opponent. Let's take a look. We've got Robo, we've got Twilight, we've got Stargate, we've got Colossi with this Robotics Bay. I mean, this is a ton of tech out of Creator. It's not like on Daybreak when we saw tons of gateways as the follow-up. His gateway count right now is just 6. Simple. Very simple. And there's when you compound that with the fact that Creator lost units back here at his third, I think Nerchio feels pretty safe going for these expansions. He's going to be able to tech up here pretty substantially.
That's really smart from Creator. Whenever you do a rally of Lings, Roaches to your opponent's third to do damage, usually you have Overlords starting to float over there. So immediately after that aggression stopped, he went out and looked for the rally points for the Overlords that could be coming in that direction. And was able to get 3 or 4 Overlords killed off. And that's actually been supply blocking Nerchio a little bit. Not really blocking him, but slowing down his progression in terms of jumping up in forces here. He's only 134 to 134, where he could have had about 150, 160 if he didn't have to hold off.
Yeah, that's completely true. Lot of Corruptors on the map right now. He's getting ready for some serious stuff. Both of these players have just been... this has been a little bit of a slugfest, let's be completely honest. Corruptors coming in right now. I don't know about this call. What are your thoughts, Tim?
It's taking out a Colossus here, but this does two things. One, it allows him to know if we have Creator moving into any type of Templar tech. Because he comes in and says, okay, there's no Colossus, no more after the first one that popped out. There should be two, almost a third one if he's currently boosting out. So this could actually make Nerchio play a little bit more safer in terms of ground unit composition instead of actually creating too many Corruptors here and moves into Broodlords really quickly. That was actually a really nice snipe.
All right, so Tim giving us the lowdown on why that attack was worth it. Of course, he can then come home to these queens that have extra energy and get some transfuses. If he's making his way to Broodlords, which it looks like he's not right now, he could ultimately just, you know, transform the hurt Corruptors into Broods. But, hey, man, he sniped a Colossus, and to be perfectly frank, he lost a Corruptor. So he traded a Corruptor for Colossus. You should take that trade any day.
Yeah, well, this is a huge push here coming from Nerchio. Looking at these upgrades, +3 attack is about to finish up. A little bit on the later side than he would like to. Normally this push hits around 14:30, but again, remember he had that aggression out of surge, so it slowed it down just a tad bit. And Nerchio setting up for a counterattack. Gonna go ahead and try to pick off these Stalkers and Immortals. If he killed out of Immortal off, that would be really good. Unfortunately, just kind of A-moving here. And now kills off a couple of Stalkers.
I agree completely. He could have gotten that Immortal, would have been more valuable than 2 Stalkers, but a lot of Spine Crawlers here at home for Nerchio as he's holding down on these 5 bases. This is the reason, folks, that we often see Metropolis games get so late on, is because, you know, it's just these thin 2-attack reigns.
The Spine Crawlers, yeah, it makes... You can't push past that without killing the Spine Crawlers. You literally can't circumvent it, so it just slows it down so much. The Infestors on the high ground will be able to get off nice bungles. Nice landed fungal there, but Stalker's blinking on top.
Yeah.
Nice killer instinct there from Creator, and now he has a huge concave available because he's on the high ground too.
That was a really big mistake out of Nerchio. I mean, you cannot have Infestors just sitting on the high ground unprotected when you know your opponent has blink, and now he's trying to hold off this attack, but his Infestors have lost the valuable position, and there it is, GG with no units. Nerchio is simply going to fall. He had nothing but Infestors, no support units at all, and he tried to use the Infestors, Tim, and that just exposed them to be killed.
Before we jump out, I
really tough spot there.
Hive is finished up.
No, he didn't even start a Hive tech, actually.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he had Hive tech. It's finished up.
Okay.
The thing is, I didn't see if he moved it into Greater Spire. I saw the Hive tech. Unfortunately, I just didn't see if he moved it.
I've been waiting for the Greater Spire, so I really don't, he did not.
Yeah, so it didn't move into a Greater Spire. And that was just a bit of a misclick. You need to start that up right when you start your Hive because they finish at the same time, and that way he would have had Broodlords available for that push. Unfortunately, him not starting up that Spire because he was actually doing that aggression while he was at that third. He just completely forgot about it, and so he just didn't have any Broodlords available. Yeah, it happens, man. It happens. We were actually on camera for that, so they saw you making fun of me. Yeah. So mean.
I got to put up with you at home, man.
That was the memories falling out of my head. That's what I do when I forget my dreams and stuff. They just...
You're like Dumbledore, Dream Siphon.
That's right, man. What is that called? The little table that they put that little silver lining into, and you can look in the dreams.
The Pensieve. Thank you, Josh.
Josh, our producer, hooking us up with the knowledge in our headsets. He's so smart.
Seriously.
So smart, man. He must have just read Harry Potter yesterday.
I think he just Googled it.
He was like, oh, yeah.
He was like, let me Google that for you.
That was game 2.
Links I clicked on today that were let me Google that for you.
That was game 2, and game number 3, guys. Creator kind of stomping through Nerchio so far. It's time for Nerchio to make a comeback.
You think?
Can he do it? He needs to. I want him to.
You predicted it, man. You said this was going to be heavily one way or heavily the other, so what's the score call?
I'm going to say 5-3 either way. Either there's going to be a comeback now, Nerchio's going to come back, or Creator's going to start slacking off in the last couple of games, and Nerchio's going to come back. I'm going to say 5-3.
Nerchio's playing really greedy, man, and I think Creator has found that out. Nerchio needs to switch that playstyle, but I'm worried that this is how he may have prepared for Creator. So let's hope he takes a game here. We're going to be moving into game number 4. Quick commercial break coming at you right now. We'll see you guys on the other side of that. In the meanwhile, enjoy the tunes.